begin your Tai Chi training, you'll need to learn how to move correctly. And there's a couple of basic things that we can do ahead of time that'll really help the process. So Tai Chi is based on yin and yang. So we're going to start with the wrists, start with the hands. This relaxed palm is a yin hand. This palm is a yang hand. When we move, the wrists will be going in and out from yin to yang. And we call it hands like feathers. So imagine if your hand were a feather just moving through air, the effect that the air pressure would have on your hand. Very similar to like if you were in water. So the water pressure would make your hand go that way or that way, depending on which way you're moving. Okay? So it's very helpful to get your wrists relaxed. Up, down, do that a few times. Try it with the other hand. Let me get a bit closer here. When we do this, you see there's a big movement that I do with my arm, but only a small movement with my wrist. So as we move the arm, try to time the movement of the wrist with that big movement of the arm. So the wrist moves a little bit at a time. In other words, we wouldn't do a movement like this. Try to keep the wrist moving throughout the whole trajectory of the technique. It's hard to do, but it's worth a little bit of time and effort to try to get this. Very helpful before you start your classes to know this, so that we don't have to spend so much time working on this type of thing. Although we do. We will work on this in class also. Okay, now, so you see both my hands. Let's try to do both hands. Gently releasing the wrists all the way up. And you can see my yin hand, this hand stops at the height of my shoulder. I won't go up like that. This stops at the height of the shoulder. And then the release on the way down. Gently flexing the wrists, gently pressing the palms, so that, as well as you can, there's some movement in the wrists, all the way up and all the way down. Now we're going to work on a couple of other concepts here. Well, let's just get a sideways movement to begin with. So just take one hand, doesn't matter which one. If you wave your hand sideways, it's the same thing. Hands like feathers. Just doing it sideways now. Releasing the wrist a little bit at a time. Good, try the other one. A couple times. It's as if you're in water. Actually, it's not quite like you're in water. Water would press your hand right back. The feather moving through the air would move just a little bit differently. That's probably a better explanation, but it's kind of like you're in water. Now, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Hold both palms in front of you and move your arms side to side. So the hands are going to be opposing to each other. And we're going to do this again after I explain something else. Okay, if you get this, very nice. Okay. Now this is one of the secrets of Tai Chi, is that the hands and arms will never move at all unless your body is moving. So what looks like my arms are sweeping back and forth, which right now they are, we're going to do it differently. And literally all I'm going to do is this. Because it's the body that makes it happen. So I'll turn to my right, and the wrists will move. So will my arms. But only because my body's moving. You see my hands and arms stay aligned with my body. So this is a great thing to practice before you even start your training. And again, we will go over these things in class, but it's very helpful to get a bit of practice and to know this ahead of time. Good. We're going to try one more little thing. Hold your, one of your palms in front, it doesn't matter. What we're going to happen is we're going to sweep the back hand around. And once again, I'm going to do this incorrectly just to show you how the arms move. I'm not really going to move the body just now. I'm just going to show you the arm. We're going to draw an oval. Kind of like a racetrack, actually. I guess it's more of an oval. It's not really a flat line on the top, just coming over. It's more like a regular oval. But you see what happens? Hands like feathers. The wrist moves in this direction on the top, and then it starts to change state and moves in the other direction on the bottom. We're going to work on the other hand also in this short video. Maybe we even put them together. Let's see. Draw an oval. Again, I'm not moving my body. We would normally be moving our body. I want to isolate the hand movement just so you can have a look. Yin hand, yang hand. Yin hand, yang hand. What if we did them both together? So already, you're doing the movement called wave hands like clouds. Now, exactly how do we hold the hands? Which shape are the hands? It's actually called a tile palm hand. So as you look at the hand from this position, you'll see that the fingers are kind of rolled over and they're layered. one finger beneath the other. So it's not like that, or not like a dead fish, not like that. It's called a tile palm hand, and it's supposed to resemble the tiles on a Chinese roof. The position of the thumb is just extended out a bit, and you look at this area that connects the thumb to the index finger, where if the thumb were turned towards the palm too much, you'd see that the skin angles in. And if the thumb pulled out too much, the skin would angle out. So you just position the thumb where the skin is straight down. And so when we hold that posture, don't hold it rigidly, but that's it. It'll move, but that's basically the posture. They're not flat palms. Okay? So this is a start to any of my new students who just want to get a little head start on how to move before you get to class. So I'm hoping that you'll have a look at this and maybe practice it a little bit. And I'll see you in class.